Welcome to Perception versus Reality Sports and Culture, where we cover sports from a different angle and bring you topics most podcasts and radio shows will not cover. I'm your host, Rodney870, and welcome my co-hosts, Neely, Mr. Sports IQ, Lemuel, aka Lemwood, and Stanley, known on Instagram as Third World 870. Please enjoy this PBR clip and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Our next topic, which is NBA trade deadline. Give me your thoughts on the NBA trade deadline.
I think it was some good moves here. I don't understand. The big move I don't really understand is the move for Toronto, acquiring Marc Gasol. Because they get Marc Gasol, but they traded Jonas Valanciunas, and they traded DeLon Wright, which is a big part of the bench, and they gave him a second round pick, and CJ Miles, who had shooting. So from their standpoint, I don't think Marc Gasol is not that much. I know everybody loves, he's NBA Defensive Player of the Year and all of that, but the game that he plays is a little different than the style that's going to win games now. Yeah. Like, he's very slow, so you're going to be more of a half-court team. It's not like you could just give him the ball and he could just go to work and give you 30 a night. He's not that type of center. He's like going to give 15, 16, a mid-range jumper here, put back there. Valanciunas does that. And they have Ibaka there starting at center too, which has really helped out their offense because it gives them that spacing, which Gasol does have. And then on top of that, Gasol has a player option for next year. So it's not like you're getting cap relief because he's going to opt in next year because he can't opt out and get more money than that. So he's going to opt in that contract, and it's going to kind of stifle you unless you want to say, hey, we can just make the playoffs as a 7 or 8 seed with Gasol and Lowry on the last year of their deals, and then we have stuff off.
Let me ask you something. Do you think they're preparing themselves for Kawhi Leonard to possibly leave if you have Marc Gasol in there as well as Serge Ibaka? You still have a good enough nucleus to maybe try to add a B-plus player to still be a contender in the East. Do you think they're preparing themselves for that?
The thing is, they still won't be a contender. If Kawhi Leonard leaves, they just want to be in the playoffs if that's the case. Yeah. So when Kawhi Leonard leaves, that's all they're going to be. That's all they're going to be left with. I don't see, and he's older. Valanciunas had a lower contract. Wasn't going to cost as much, a little bit more versatile as far as he has a little bit more athleticism. He's younger. I don't see the upside in the deal. That's to me, an equal trade. But, and so I think another deal that another reason why the Raptors may have made the deal, they moved Greg Monroe to Brooklyn, which is a solid. The big deals that want to speak on though, the Bucks acquired Nikola Mirotic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That was big. Yep. That was big. That was a big pickup, man. They're building that team. They're building that team around Gunn. It's beautiful, man. They're doing a good job.
But also too, what it helps the Bucks out as well is because it keeps them versatile. Because Nikola Mirotic is on last year's contract, I believe, so they can choose or not to sign them or re-sign them. And I think the Clippers deal with the Lakers. I think the Lakers want to get shooting. This tells me I wish they I know he got injured in preseason and training camp, so he's not ready, is the guy that they drafted. I can't think of his name. The big that they drafted. They could shoot.
Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner, yeah.
Wagner, yeah.
So he's going to, I'm sure, not going to get any burner minutes. So Muscala is the pickup there. I can see that pickup a little bit. Zubac, which is a big-time player, but the reason they moved him is because he on the last year of his deal. Lakers not going to re-sign him to a $50 million contract because that's going to take out the flexibility that they would have to sign other players. And then, too, they're going to keep Tyson and probably another big that can run and block shots.
Yeah.
So that's the idea from them. And then the Magic with Markelle Fultz, that's going to be a one deal to look at, because if the Magic, I mean, even in his right now in his bust days, he's getting 8 points and 2 assists and 2 boards.
Yeah.
I mean, you on the ball with just more production. He needs I don't know what's wrong with his shoulder and their jumper, but other than that can be a solid addition and pickup for them. So all in all, those are pretty solid moves. I don't see anything that's going to be, except for the Bucks. I think the Bucks move and probably get them to where they can play with Philly, because that gives them Philly, you can load up on Greek Freak, but now you kind of got to take account for Bledsoe.
You got that 6'9", 6'10" shooter out there that can shoot at 40% clip. I mean, you can't beat that, man. And people don't realize he was the key to New Orleans making it to the second round last year. That guy was knocking down some big shots. Yeah, he gave them space. Even when they lost Boogie.
They were better. So and that's another thing I want to touch on later about Boogie, but he just gives them some space, and so I think the Bucks probably can find themselves getting out the East, just depending how they could probably, in the playoffs and their shooting. But they have a great coach. He spaced the floor. I think that gives them a shot now.
Yeah, I would say the Lakers. I like what the Lakers did, even though we didn't get AD, or they didn't get AD. I think they did a good job pulling in long shooters. Don't bring in any 6'1", 6'2" shooters that can't really defend. Bullock is 6'7", can defend, can shoot. Last year he shot at like a 43% clip. This year he's shooting like at a 39% clip on like 4 to 5 threes a game. And then you got Muscala, I think that's how you say his name, from the Clippers. He's a 6'11" guy that can shoot the three at a 36 to 38% clip, depending on how hot he is or if he's off. But he's traditionally been a 35 to 36% shooter at 6'11". So that gives you the spacing with a big man on the floor, which is great. So I think the Lakers did a good job with keeping their young talent, as well as adding shooters to try to make a late playoff run. 76ers actually won to me, picking up the guy that they picked up, and
damn it,
what'd you say?
They picked up another Tobias Harris.
They picked up Harris, and they picked up picking up Tobias Harris to me was just a winner. Although they made a few more moves, adding him to Joel Embiid, to Ben Simmons, and Redick and Jimmy Butler. You got all defenders on the floor, and you got guys that can shoot. Jimmy Butler could shoot the three. Tobias could shoot the three at times. They streaky shooters. Then you got Redick, who could just light it up. Then you got inside with Embiid, who's getting 28 and 12 a game. And you got Ben Simmons, a 6'10" and a half point guard who could dish it out. Can't really shoot, but with this lineup, he doesn't really have to shoot now. And he could drive the ball at will, kind of like LeBron James, and he could pass like LeBron. And he's big and strong. So, man, this team is looking scary right now. And if they can somehow come together, I know you said you don't believe that they can beat Golden State. I think they could give Golden State a run for their money if they come together. Only if they come together.
So this is the thing of why they can be. See, the thing about Golden State, it's not necessarily the players. It's not like, they got all these superstars. It's how they fit.
Yeah.
It's because when you play Golden State, the way that you play defense is a whole totally different way that you have to play defense because of the shooting. Yeah. So Philadelphia, I can still play them like a regular team because I could rotate off Jimmy. Jimmy is not going to hit every jump shot. He's not that dangerous as a jump shooter. Ben Simmons, he can't shoot. So I can run my defense, and I can clog my defense against them.
Yeah.
Now, they could add shooters here and there, but I could clog my defense and play a regular half-court defensive game. Just like when the Lakers had went and got a bunch of players, it was still a regular team because those guys didn't have different traits. Golden State is still different because you cannot rotate. You have to stay on each guy. That means that the but is a total different. It's a total different thing. When you have shooters to that capability, Kevin Durant could go right now and leave them. and they still be a contender because of the shooting that they have with Steph and Clay. You still have to defend them a totally different way,
Exactly.
and that's where it gets.
I agree.
That's what
I agree
gets.
with that assessment. I agree with that assessment.
Yeah. So it depends on how Philly. This is my thing with Philly. When it gets late in games, who's the guy you're gonna go to and say, "Hey, I want this guy for us to be able to get a bucket"? And you have to be mindful, not just getting the bucket. If Jimmy is the guy, now we got to get floor spacing. Okay, who's holding Ben Simmons? I'm gonna come off him. So Jimmy can't just operate with the clear floor there because he has all these dudes that's gonna clog up and load up on him. That's why Kevin Durant.
That's true. That's true. That's a solid point.
And Golden State, when he played Golden State, that's why they said he was choking. Well, he didn't have the space because Iggy was holding him, and then when he come down the lane, the guy that was holding Andre Roberson, he was all the way in the paint. And the guy that's holding Russell Westbrook, he can come in and cheat over. So he couldn't drive by him because they were loading up. So it's the spacing where with Philadelphia, I'm not sure. The Celtics, if they get there together and Kyrie healthy, they're just more dangerous because they got more options that can beat you in different ways.
Last couple of things I'll say on this topic. New York and the LA Clippers, I think, did a good job of clearing cap space for this summer. It seemed like they pushed all their chips in to pretty much cash in, hopefully being big market teams and pulling in a couple of superstars for both. I don't think it'll happen to both. I think one will actually get a couple of superstars, and I think the other is going to be asked out. And so they decided to go their route. Good for them. I think both of those teams feel like they won in a trade by the trade deadline with clearing up space. And then the buyout market, you have Ellington out there who is a sharp shooting 3-point guy who can also defend the 1 and the 2 positions. It looked like he's going to sign with Detroit. And it looked like Detroit did a good job of wooing him. Yeah. But then you do have Markieff Morris out there. That's a 6'9", 6'10" guy that can a decent 3-point shooter, a hell of a defender, and a great athlete. The Lakers are actually looking at him to put him in possibly Carmelo Anthony. Real quick, about 30 seconds. What do you see the Lakers doing in the buyout market?
Just depends on. They said Markieff Morris, but he has an injury that has to be checked, so they're not sure about him. It would just see. To be honest with you, I just want a shooter. If there's a wing shooter that's 6'6", and Nick Young is on that market, I think Nuggets kind of still has contract rights on him. But if they could find a shooter like a Jordan Crawford, he is available. Some type of shooter that's 5 and above that can help them hit shots, that's what I was looking for.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Okay, perfect. I think we covered that topic pretty well. I think both of us agree that the 76ers won a trade deadline and Milwaukee did a great job. Both of us are satisfied with what the Lakers did as far as pulling in long, big shooters that they need. And New York and LA Clippers will be big players in the free agent market, being big market teams to try to pull in a couple of superstars.
Thank you for listening to the PVR Sports Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch new episodes and PVR clips. Like our Facebook page and share with your friends if you enjoyed this podcast. As we say in the South, catch you later.